What's going on, y'all? It's Papa, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Epic Adventures. So, if you have had the opportunity to review Sarah Dumas' video about the attack that she experienced in Spain, I encourage you all to do so. I'll be sure to put that link down below in the description, so that way you guys can look at the video. It's a very moving and touching testimony of how a enjoyable, life-changing situation can become several minutes of pure terror. And I commend Sarah for posting this video and talking about it, because it is a topic that needs to be talked about, especially with the way things are going on right now. Today, just to put things in perspective and reference, 3 people were killed in Walmart. We have to be sure to take care of ourselves and protect ourselves, and that's just not from someone actually physically harming us, but also at the same time from treating our water, from protection from weather and things of that nature. And I honestly believe that as adventurers, we do a good job in regards to water. We do a good job into making sure we have a decent shelter. We do a good job in making sure we have the right clothes so we can be protected from the element as we're walking. But I honestly feel that as adventurers, myself included, we don't do a good job in regards to protecting ourselves from a security aspect. Now, for those that are out there that have this disillusion, I want you to understand something. This year in 2019, we lost a thru hiker. His name was Inchburn. On top of that, the female that he was with also was injured. Thank God she wasn't killed. I want to talk about the general aspect of why I'm doing this video today, and that is safety. It is the primary reason why I left and did not complete that overnight hike in New York. Purely because of that. I want you to understand something, that as a black man, I just can't go everywhere. I was listening to backpacker radio.
And within, I don't know, certainly the first 10 miles, you are walking through a Confederate little village. And I have to be honest with you, if I were an African-American person, I would not want to walk through that village alone. Yeah. There are scary messages and secede and Sons of the South, and I wouldn't. So it's Alabama, folks, but it's a neat trail if you're not African American, and I'm really sorry to say that.
And there was a guest on that talked about the Pahoney Trail, and that there's a section of the Pahoney Trail either at the end or at the beginning that he literally said that as a minority, you might not want to walk through there. You might want to start the trail later on down the line. Now, that's really messed up. But the fact that he says that shows truth to how things are still in this country, still in the world. Okay? And so that brings me back to New York. Eager, got to the Trailhead, one of the most iconic spots on the Appalachian Trail that I'm focusing on getting my stuff out, set my car up, make sure my car's properly locked up, I don't have anything out there to see. And I get surprised by a guy. And it was a white gentleman, older gentleman, and he surprised me. Now normally, I'm aware of my surroundings, and as I've stated before in past videos, I'm making sure that I pay attention to my surroundings, so I'm aware of other people that are there, so that way I don't ruin their time, being that there's not a lot of black folks that do this whole outdoors thing. There's not. The numbers are starting to increase, but we're still outnumbered in regards to, other races. So I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. And I broke rule number 1, and that was paying attention. And so this guy comes up on me, he scares me, and he's going to his car. And we started talking, and I got into this thing where, and I don't do this anymore, because I've had a chance to do a lot of day hikes. I had a chance to do a lot of backpacking evolutions this year. I've got into a habit of telling people, oh yeah, I'm going here, and I'm going here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to like this, blah, blah, blah. Like when I did the section hike with my son, Julian, and Olsen, people were asking us, like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, we're going to do this. And it was like, wow, that's impressive. They give you that, oh, wow, like, oh, you get what I'm saying? So thinking that I'll probably do the same thing, I went ahead and explained to this individual what I was doing. I didn't get that same vibe that I got after I explained to him, like what I was doing. I didn't get that same vibe. It was a vibe that said, yo, you shouldn't have said that to him. My gut was like, he did not need to know that. You're by yourself. Your wife knows what you are, but not really. You get what I'm saying? And this guy, but you told information that is vital to your safety. You told him information about you, and he gives you this look, and it's the look that did not give me the warm and fuzzies. And I'm not saying that this guy, is evil or anything like that. It's that in my experience in growing up, I've seen looks like that in certain situations, and he might have meant no foul play to me, no harm, or nothing like that. But the look was still there, or maybe I was misreading it wrong. And so I noticed it. I ignored it. And I went on about my day. I started my video, did my thing. They still excited. And I started my hike. And the more and more I kept hiking, the weather started feeling gloomy. It started raining. And the rain really didn't bother me. I actually liked it. It cooled me off. I actually liked the rain. I was like, yeah, this cooled me off. And the clouds were like gorgeous because I was able to take some pictures, get something for the video, But the simple fact that as I walked into the woods, knowing what I told that guy, in the back of my mind, my gut was like, your hike is over. Let's go home. And I kept just pushing myself to the point that I got somewhere where I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing this. My heart, at the time of telling you what I did, my heart wasn't in it at all. Because in my mind, I was freaking out so much. Now, again, I said earlier that guy probably meant me no harm, but you gotta understand that in today's world, we got evil people out there, and our gut speaks volumes when it comes to keeping us safe. I've always gone by my gut, and I've always been safe. I've missed a bank robbery. I've missed a homicide. I missed several accidents. My wife was robbed. Mama Bear was robbed. When we were working on getting married, and I was working at a bank, she worked next door building at a Wendy's, and she was doing that while she was taking a hiatus from school. And I picked her up this morning. That particular morning, I picked her up and took her to work. Every morning I would eat at Wendy's before I go into work. And so I ate. And normally I would hang out. But this particular time I chose not to. Because something was telling me to get up and leave. And I was like, no, I need to go. And I was like, no, you need to get up and leave now. And so I get up and I leave. And I, go through the door, get in my car. And the guy holds the door open for me. And I go, all right, brother, how you have a good day. And he's like, you too, man, be safe. Hop in my car and I go to work, the building next door. As I get up my car, I open the door to the bank, which was locked. You gotta have a key to get in, you have a key to get out. The police officer is coming to the door and he's trying to get out. Like he's like anxious. And so I open the door, he takes off and runs, he goes in the direction of Wendy's. I mean, not thinking about it at the time, I'm just like, he's running fast with his gun drawn. And I'm like, okay, and I go inside the branch, the bank, and my coworkers look at me like, hey, is your girlfriend working today? Is Carissa working today? I'm like, yeah, I just dropped her off. I just got finished eating and left, They're like, it's being robbed. And yeah, that was. The guy held a gun to my wife's head and told the manager to open the safe. Luckily for me, the manager opened the safe. I wouldn't be having my wife here today. I wouldn't be having my son here today. And I tell that story because my gut spoke volumes on that day. It made me get up and leave, and my gut spoke volumes on that day. It made me turn around and hike out and drive home. Yeah, granted, I had to stop twice to sleep, but I made it home. And so I commend Sarah Dumas for listening to her gut. I commend her for staying in the fight, for not giving up, for not being a victim. In the video, she cried. Yo, here's my thought on it. Cry. Let it out. Because you just went through a traumatic event. I'm not afraid to say this. After my wife was robbed, and I ran back over to the Wendy's to see if she's okay. I hugged her because she was crying. I told her everything was okay. I saw the guy and I remembered his face, so I gave a report to the police. I went back over to the bank. I walked back over. I got inside. I went to the back room, the teller's room, and I broke down in tears and cried. While getting to my wife, despite the fact that I probably couldn't do anything, while getting to my wife, my adrenaline was kicking so much that her safety was the only thing that I can think of. And when I got there and I knew she was okay, and I gave my statement, and I got back and everything settled down, I broke out in tears, like 5-10 minutes. And you know, it's the best feeling that I ever had afterwards. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, something that dramatic, your body has to find a way to like get it out. So going back to you, Sarah, good job. If no one else tells you, I'm telling you. Probably the rest of my followers are telling you. All 377 of them, I believe. I don't know. Good job. You survived the fight. You went to courtroom. You survived the courtroom. And now you're here, and I know it's going to be an emotional struggle, but I say stay in. Stay in there. You got more of the trail to do. You got more of your journey to walk. Continue your pilgrimage. So where does that put us here now? Ladies and gentlemen, some dark days are coming, but we can't let them dark days take over what we want to do in regards to how far we want to push ourselves towards greatness. When I was growing up, one of the things that my mom used to tell me was that Satan always presents himself when he sees that you're going towards the Lord's blessing that he has for you. I'm going to say that again. Satan always presents himself when you are proceeding towards the Lord's blessing. Now, you guys really got to look at the video for Sarah. She says some additional stuff in there, which I'm not going to steal her thunder. But I want you to listen to it and think about that. Think about what I'm telling you about you reaching your blessing. I can sit here and talk about my experience. I can sit here and talk about stories and things of that nature. Where do we go from here? I'm going to do a brief overview because I want to come back to this topic in regards to safety, because this has always been a very passionate topic about me, because me growing up, I had confidence issues. My parents put me in martial arts. That's my black belt right there, first degree black belt, Okinawan karate. Those are examples of some of my trophies right there. I got more. That's not me boasting. That's just the level of confidence that I have come up on or built to in regards to taking responsibility for my own safety. We're going to talk about this security a little bit more in depth. There's things out there that you can do to protect yourself. For me, something I could have done better on my trip, it's got more information about where I'm going and informed not only my wife but 2 other people. Normally, and when I first started, I would tell 3 people. As time progressed, I got lazy and only told my wife. After this New York trip, never again. I'm gonna tell 3 people where I'm going. Another thing you have to look at is having means of being tracked. Now I can't afford spots. I can't afford the GPS stuff, the Garmin stuff. I can't afford that. So one of the things I'm gonna try to look into are means to be able to be tracked by my wife. Now I can tell you right now, I got Find My Phone or Find My Friend. That's what it is. Find My Friend. I got that, and I leave it on. I always share my location with my wife. So like being educated on the area and providing people with my location and my itinerary is critical. Awareness, also important. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot about my awareness. That's it. Now, if anything you take away from this video, because I'm about to wrap this up, you need to trust your gut. Trust your gut. Your gut will never lead you wrong. Never leads you wrong. So, with that being said, rest in peace, Inchworm. Good job, Sarah. And for the rest of my adventure squad,